Okay, hello. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is AJ, and I'll be just going through my strategy for the London session, which is opening in, I believe. Oh, I went a bit early, 17 minutes. So that's good. Let's gives me time to just have a chat about the earlier Asian session that some of you might have caught. I actually sort of planned out pretty much exactly how what we were looking at. This is the area we were looking at earlier, and what I was suggesting, my plan for the day was that we'll come down, we'll go as high as we need to here. We'll come down and we'll grab the lower Asian start this morning, and then because we needed a bit of because our plan was we'll come down, we'll sweep the lows to get some liquidity and some just some bit of power to get back up, because we were always planning to come back into this area, which, as you can see, we did. So we came down as planned, swept those lows, and then that gave us enough power to fly up. I missed all this. I basically missed all of today. I did one small trade, 99. How much was it? $90. But I've been mucking around with the settings, so I stuffed up the live this morning. So anyway, here we go. So now this was my plan. I really don't want to do it now because the London sessions hasn't opened yet. I was going to hopefully do this through the actual London Open, but looks like it's already reclaimed it. So the plan was here was actually for a short. Now that's come in pretty hot. So our other areas are to maybe retest here, fail. I still like the thought of a short at this point. Which that would have been it. So set to stop above this area. So I could do it. No. But it hasn't failed yet. It's sort of still hanging around our previous weekly value low with a little bit of strength at the moment, which is a bit of a concern on my shorts. But let's just monitor this for a bit. Now I was going to set my stop loss up here above the sweeping high here and just target, I think it was about 60 points. 60 ticks. Sorry. If I'm going to do it, this should be where I'm doing it. I'm only hesitant because London is 13 minutes away. Let's see, if we play around here a bit longer, I might still do it. Bounce back up a bit. Get back up a bit higher if I can. Here we go. Just see a little bit of red and I'll probably will.
Order filled.
Alright, I'm going to go in that trade. Where am I? 101. 101. I'll set my
order working.
Stop loss there. And I will set my alright.
Order working. working.
Now I'm copy trading five accounts here. So let's see if we can start off quick. Hang on, have I done that right? 60 ticks, 71 and 101. Alright, let's see. Ooh, don't like that candle. A bit of strength here. This one might be a bit of a loss. That's a good thing with, as I was saying earlier today, that's a good thing by using these levels, which is the session's higher value low as your stop loss, because it needs a bit of energy to get through that. So that's what we're planning. So if this can, come on, sweep down, let's go. Don't like that higher high. That gives me a little bit of concern. But all I'm doing at the moment, I'm just doing some little small base hits. One, I'm getting used to using YouTube at the same time, so I don't want to go full. So I'm in one contract. It says 5, but I'm copy trading 5 accounts. So if we can just hit this. Come on, bit further. Come on, baby. Come on, a little bit more. Little bit more. Come on. No, I haven't got any runners going here. This wasn't a bad trade if I can get it. Come on. So close. Come on, just hurry up. Oh, did that? No. Oh, let's go. Come on. Might have got a little bit greedy there. Yeah, actually, in hindsight, I should have. See our fair value gap? I know a lot of people don't like fair value gaps, but I like them for this point. If I was a bit more switched on there, I was pissed farting around with the setting up the live stream. If I was a bit more aware there, I would have actually. Oh, maybe not. Hang on, that was the. No, that actually mitigated all of that. I thought that might have been the actual tap and grab and get the hell out, but we're still a chance. I'm sort of more targeting our VWAP here for take profit. Anyway, I'd really like to get out of this before London comes on. What's the time? 8 minutes. Because God knows what London, 1 wick and I might be out up here. Getting a few high highs here. So anyway, for the ones who haven't weren't on the earlier session. What I wanted to say, coming back up here and retest our historical levels, which is this one, which is here where we're right now, which is the previous week value low. I wanted to get back up in here so we've got a bit more information to set some entry trades. So we're close. We certainly are close. I just wanted to hit the VWAP. Hit the VWAP. Aim for that. Aim for this. Yeah, so it was to target these entries here. Now, I've got a whole video uploaded on the weekend that explains how to set these up and what we're actually monitoring for, what we're actually, how we got these levels from previous week. And this one specifically is from our previous week highs and low areas using a volume profile. So I've gone through this one a bit quick. I haven't explained much, but if you have a look at the earlier session plus my my setup video, it will give you a bit more in-depth information about how this isn't. If this breaks this, I'm a bit worried for this trade. It's only a little 200, probably 250 bucks. I'd rather win 250 since we're so close, but is what it is. I like the lower low there. It's looking a bit bull flaggy though, I must admit. Yeah, I think I'm stuffed. Oh well, come on. $98. So close. I actually went in, because I wanted to be up here on my stop loss, I actually went in a bit heavier. Did 60 rather than 50. If I'd have done 50, we would have been out. Yeah. I would have been out down here. That's why I like these little base hits. Yeah, I'm stuffed. It's still going higher.
Stop filled.
There we go.
Order cancelled.
Not good. Could have been better. Anyway, here's what it is. Just got a little bit. I didn't get greedy. It wasn't actually greed that took me took me out. I was setting up mainly for this stop loss. My stop loss, I wanted just a bit higher than here, and I think this might have moved down a bit. Anyway, if I still like the short here, to be honest. I might wait till... This is why I like just waiting for London. I still think it was the right trade. I just mucked up a bit. So stop loss was going to be above our session, our Asian session highs, high value, or value highs. And for that flick down, which we did get, but I was a bit greedy. I had it just under here. Even if I had 55, probably would have been... Yeah. Anyway, not to worry. So I did lose that one, unfortunately. Yeah, so the reason I like that trade is because of that. Stop loss sort of made sense. I could get above the sessions higher, the higher value node here. Now, if this was earlier in the day, I don't even use these. It's more just watching and waiting for it to build, but it has developed. It's developed now. It has developed now enough to start maybe using the data. So I think I had the right idea. Maybe I should have risked 100, because I'm just doing one-to-ones. So maybe if I had done 100 there, I would have still been alive in this trade. I probably would have got out here though. So there's still probably an opportunity to do this, but I'm not going to trade this now. I haven't had the best day in terms of... I've called probably 3 or 4 winning trade entries earlier, but I just was a bit indecisive, so I didn't actually take them. Oh, here we go. There you go. So lucky I didn't. No. So now it's gone through pretty well and truly clean through our session higher value nodes here. So now we're going to be targeting up here. So the setup now would be, again, I would probably be looking... I was explaining in the earlier session what the Asian session does is it likes sweeping high and lows. So here open, went up, swept up like on the overnight POC levels. Now if I'm going a bit quick through, I've already gone through all this all today about these levels and what we're doing. If you have a look at my setting up the volume profile, you'll see sort of how I'm setting up the levels. So I've already gone through that. I won't go through it again for the ones that are actually watching from earlier. I won't go through it. You can just go and have a look in my playlist under VP setups, and you'll see what we were planning for today. But what Asia likes to do, it likes to sweep both ends a lot of the time. So it sweeps up highs and then comes down and sweeps the lows. So we went right through. So we went through the previous weekly value lows and kept going down, down, down. And what we'd planned is for a continuance up and then come down, sweep these lows again, and then build into the London session, which is where we are now. So what London likes to do is London likes to sweep one area and then either continue or continue down. So it likes to more continue with the movement. So the way I'm looking at it now is that it's looking like it might want to reclaim some of these historical value points. So the next one on the target is our overnight value low. So overnight value low is our, if you can see that, Friday Asian session, London session into the Friday 9:30 start of the New York session. So that's what these overnight value lows are. So here we go. I've had a pretty shitty day, so I'm not in the mood to trade at the moment because I've missed so many bloody opportunities. And I take one, well, I took two. I took one early and I made $90. Took this second one and lost straight away. But this is a perfect sort of scenario for a short here. So it hasn't tagged it totally, and I might even be out a bit. Value low. So there's a bit of room just up the top here, because I've actually done my, I've built myself, because I got a bit lazy and can't be bothered manually drawing these lines. I've got I've built myself a little tool that actually plots all these points automatically for me. Sometimes if I had a bit more time, I would have gone and turned this one off and drawn one manually, because this one's out a bit. But what that's telling me, there is actually a little bit of room, so I'm expecting this to actually go up again, retest our overnight value low again, and it's at this point, depending on the pace it goes up here, is if it's going to bounce back down like it has. It actually would have been a good trade. It's bounced exactly where we want it to, where we expected, or I expected it to bounce back down, and it sort of has done that. So it's actually good to use. Well, there's no real node structure there that it's sort of obvious, made it obvious. Would have been more obvious if it had been something like that. See how that's poking out a little, that developing. So if it had gone up and hit that and come down, that would have been a bit more expected. But anyway, the idea was right there. I'm more just doing this to get some live content up for me. Now, and of course this is, that's why, because that's the opening range of the London. So this is what I've also got going on here, is the orb for the open range breakout for London 5 minutes. So I've built myself also, but when I say I've built because I just wanted to know how many points were in the range. So there's plenty of orb tools out there if you do want to use it. Now with the orb, I don't actually use it to the traditional way of, when you see a breakout you trade it. I'm still sticking to my historical volume profile levels, these ones, more for my trade setups. So with this one, the idea would have been to set up a short off this, monitor what it's doing, but set off a short off here, come down, and I would have only been taken 1-to-1, 50 ticks, 50, 60 ticks, depends on how it was. So that probably would have been, now whether I would have been tagged in is another story, because I probably would have been close. I like actually going off the a developing node area, or a node that I see here. So I don't know, that's, in hindsight it's easier to say, but that's what I would have planned to do. But would I have been tagged in? That might have been, I might not have actually, because looking at this level, it's a bit of a 50-50 if I would have been tagged in, but it was the right idea. So all I'm showing really at the moment, rather than getting the perfect entries, is just showing my strategy and what I sort of look for in the trades. So if this had because this sort of, it did go up pretty hard, but it did tag out just before, so that's enough for me to think that we're sort of going to go short before we go higher, because the next level up is the, what was it, the previous day value low. So it's a fair way up, it's whatever that is, 80 it's 80 points up, so it's a fair way up. I would have been looking for this. If this had to come in really hard, big long candle, then I would be even almost looking for a retest here, like a retrace back to here, and maybe the continuation up. to target up here, because I think that sorta is what I think London's suggesting, although for now it's actually saying it's broken the orb on the lower side, so the 5-minute orb. And what the 5-minute orb is just the first 5 minute on a 1 minute candle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's just, or 5. It's just that's a setup. It's just a visual aid. I don't use it to trade off. I use it more to just visualize and use it sometimes for take profits and stop losses, setting up stop losses. But in hindsight, this would have been a pretty good trade. I've been saying it all day. I should have taken that trade. There's about 4 of them back earlier in the Asian session, which I didn't get. But if you see here, so rather than sit here, sometimes it stagnates and just ranges and chops in between the orb high and low. But this is actually broken out now, so maybe we are looking at... I never trust the first move though, especially on the orbs. I never trust the first move. The first move was up, so that might be that first move. So this sort of 50-50 which way it'll go. So also, because it's coming down, the next target from here is down here again. So, and it looks like it is targeting that previous week value low. That was my just making sure, because it did look very bull flaggy here, which it sort of is in the end. Anyway, I don't know if I've confused everyone, because I haven't sort of gone through all the levels and whatever. I'd done that earlier in the day. So for anyone who's missed that, might be a little confusing how I'm trading, but sort of makes sense. Just. So how's everyone's trading going today? How have you guys done? Is everyone just opening for the London session, or I don't even know if anyone's in the chat. Now this is my first couple of shots at doing live trading. As I've said in the earlier video, I'm not really doing this for you guys. Sounds a bit selfish, but I'm sort of doing this because I've had a couple of bad runs the last couple of weeks, losing a few accounts and whatever. So I wanted to make myself... I was overtrading. I was way overtrading. Today I've undertraded, so I get it both ways at the moment. I'm really doing this just to make myself more accountable. So rather than... I'm trying to cut out some of my bad habits. Overtrading, bit of revenge trading I want to get rid of as well. So I'm going to try and make myself more accountable, and I'll probably, because I've got a bit of hopefully a few eyes on me, hopefully that might make my make me a bit more consistent. So I'm using you guys. So my plan is not to really I'm not planning to run courses or create courses. That's not me. I'm just gonna really do. I don't really need to. I don't want the headaches of extra work anyway. But if I get sort of a few people watching me and spurring me on, that's what I'm sort of after. So again here, we'll see the reaction of the previous week value low here. If it comes dawdling down, I suspect this to bounce back up. If it comes flying through, we'll wait for a retest, and that could be an opportunity for a trade there back into this sort of area. So you would do something like this. I still think we might bounce back up. So I would probably be looking at a long. So and that was it. $50. So have your stop loss just under the 200, or under that fair value gap there. So here probably could have done it. I would have considered doing just a straight setting a stop limit, setting a buy limit there, and it nearly made it. Setting a buy limit here, waiting for that to be tagged for that continue up. And maybe that was it, because that looks like this will be the next area it'll probably try and get to. Yeah, it's just broken there. But all I'm trying to illustrate just in a moment are these. If you can get, these are very easy to plot. So I haven't gone through it now. Check my earlier video. They're very easy to plot, but they are so powerful. They're so, when I say powerful, they're just so powerful points of interest that the market is likely to react on, and that's what you're looking for. All right, would we have got in? We would have got in definitely. Would we have got out? No. I think a couple little ticks. Might have missed that. It's looking a bit heavy now. But the more you can, the more you look into this, and the more you sort of watch the market and watch these levels, you'll start seeing that things happen. These are the, that's a whole week of value. That's. I think that was the chance to get in and out there. Oh. And hopefully don't anyone copy trade me. I'm doing this for me. All I want to do is try and pass on some of my experience. I've been trading on and off since 2017. I was more in the crypto space. But for the last 3 years I've been trading full time. Crypto for a fair whack of it. But I blew an account last year, and I wanted another pillar of income coming through, not relying on crypto. So I've got a fair bit invested in crypto, so I'm not worried about the crypto side of it. But I wanted to build my. We would have stayed in. I wanted to build another avenue of earning some income, and that's why I've gotten into futures. Not using my money, because I blew an account, a pretty decent account in crypto that was purely my money. So I'm still doing that, but I want to try and get into futures, use other people's money to use the prop firms to get get some cheap entries. I copy trade, so I'm copy trading Apex 5 Apex accounts. I want to try and get it up to 20, because that's one good thing with Apex. It's cheap to get to your vals up front. To copy trade 20 accounts, that's the goal. So I've got 5 at the moment. I had a bit of a shitty week last week, so I've almost destroyed those 5 funded accounts I've got, and I'm now not doing that great with these 5 either. Last week I had a bad week, but before that I've been doing pretty well. So, but hang around with me. I'm not always going to do London session. My main goal. I'm living in the Southeast Asia area at the moment. I'm actually from Australia. And I've been trading prop firms in Australia for a while, and my main prop firms are Lucid, Take Profit, and Apex. Unfortunately, where I'm in Southeast Asia, they've actually banned here for Lucid and Take Profit. Take Profit's probably my favourite prop firm, but unfortunately I can't do it here. It's too risky to do it because I'm on the ban list. Even using VPN, I may, it's not worth the risk of putting in all that effort and work and then losing the accounts anyway. So I can do some damage with Apex. So at the moment I'll just stick with Apex and see if I can get up to 20 accounts and copy trade 20 accounts. You only have to make $200 a day on, like, one trade, $200 on 20 accounts. You'd work it out. So that's my goal. Hopefully I'll get back up to that. I've had a few funded accounts in the past with Take Profit Trader. Took some profits off them from them and Lucid, but yeah, this trade isn't going. I hope no one's copy trading. Please don't copy trade me. Because I had a different way of trading when I was when I do BTC crypto. So I'm perfecting this for myself. Where would that have been? A couple of little ticks left. So don't look. Let's just learn along the way, and we'll both get better with a bit more experience. But yeah, so I lost that one. Would have lost that one too. Thank God I didn't go in. And now off to the races. So see how it gets through these levels. And if we have a look over here, we'll probably see. Maybe not. I was expecting more of this sort of action. See how there's like a dip. I was expecting that, but these areas, it's got through this point here and gone for the run. So where to now? This is why I didn't want to trade this session, because there's nothing left down here. There's the levels that has been produced on this session. So there's a level here now. The next probably level is probably this area here, which is the POC, which is the point of control. Now, the point of control, I don't know who I'm talking to, so just ask questions if you want, but the point of control here is where the bigger money is sitting at these levels. This is where the bigger players. We're doing the NQ. We're looking at the NQ, which is where the bigger traders are. And this is where the next level of next main level of interest is, but it has to get through all this. It has to get through some large fair value gaps here, which is just the market's moved so quick in these areas. It's left a bit of a gap. So it's just a matter of now. So because we haven't got historical stuff down here, I don't really like trading this. We're into the London session now. So these session data is, it's, 6 o'clock to, how many hours is that? So it's nearly 8 hours of data. So that's getting more reliable to start looking at these areas. So the next level would be down here. I'd probably be looking for a trade, or if it does something up here. So if it goes through the value low again, retest down, maybe there's an opportunity to long the market up into here again, or up into the session high node, or even into this part, which is the orb, which is the 5-minute London orb. So these are the targets. So I don't use these to set entries. I use these more to take profits on, or look for where the market potentially is going. And if I was having a better day and I had a couple of contracts up my sleeve, I could maybe put 2 contracts on, take one off here and run with the other one up into these areas. But I haven't had the best start to the day. So I don't know if that makes sense. The more I'll trade and get some feedback from you guys, the more I'll sort of put out there. But that's what I'm looking at the moment. Again, we'll monitor the reaction here. If it goes flying through for sort of a engulfing candle, like a bigger candle or something with strength, maybe wait for a retest back into this area. Might even be up a bit, actually. So that's on that level, which I think is a little bit out on my automated, so should be here. Hang on, what are we doing? That one. And what are we? That's the previous day. The previous day value low. Oh shit. I missed it. Yeah, so that's what I was thinking. That's what I was thinking might happen. Now, the way to trade these, there's 2 ways. You can either take a stab at it and just do a market buy at that point, or you wait for a retest back. Now, you're not always going to get it depending on the strength of the candles. So obviously this one was strong, and it was going up to where we said, straight up through the current session value high, and into the orb. Now the other thing you can watch for with the orb, I'm not suggesting you use the orb. I do it just because I like sort of visualizing where I am, and also even this point, the halfway mark here. If it stays within this range, we're still sort of bearish. Not bearish, that's the wrong word, but the bears are in control. As soon as we go above that, now we're talking about the buyers have got a lot more strength. So as soon as it goes past that, we now have to make the assumption that the buyers are serious. There's some good volume candles going through there. So we're actually looking more on a buy to market, preferably. So what I would be looking for, again, I'm only going off these historical areas. So my next historical area is up here. So these are the highs. These are the highs up here. So this is the overnight and value low, which is the whole, which is this. Yeah, where are we? Oh, sorry. Which is this? Which is the overnight is 6 a.m. This is the Asian time. So 6 a.m. my time, 6 p.m. Friday, or it would have been 6 p.m. Thursday night, for you guys in the US to 9:30 a.m. Friday morning US time. So that whole region there is what has produced these levels. So this level here is the overnight value low. So it's this low here. So that's the low of that sessions value for that day. So this is that next level that we're monitoring the response. And again, like before, this could either fly through or we might reject off here, which we sort of have. Again, my levels are a bit out today. I didn't have time to plot these properly. My little tool is a little bit out sometimes on the exact areas, and in this you've got to be closer than this. So I can switch that off and just put a manual one in. Yeah, see the strength through there. So again, here, so you got to be sort of ready. So here, you either wait for a retest back in, or you just bite the bullet and take a position, take a market order from here. If you see the strength, and remember, all we're looking for is, I don't know why it does that. All we're looking for, or this is all I look for. I shouldn't say what we're looking for, because this is just how I trade it. Is that sort of move, like 1 or 2 contracts there. Yeah, see, we would have got that. I've been doing this all day. I reckon I've got 6 of these that I've said, this is what I do in theory, and by the time I get around to doing it, I don't even make the move, and it's already gone. So that's one little thing I hadn't sort of considered by setting up a live. By trading live, is just how I might get distracted and miss some of these moves. But see what it's doing though. So the market makers have come in at London, set the range for the orb, so the 5-minute orb, which is the opening range breakout, and it's gone below, bang, and then gone up, bang. So what are we targeting next? This is the beauty of the volume profile setups. Once you've got your targets marked, you sort of can then see the bigger picture. What are we doing? Are we going to look? Have we got the strength to get right up here, or do we need to go back? Pick up some liquidity from the retail, or from the market, and get some a bit more strength to be able to get right up here. And this is the beauty of the orb as well. It's not just watching the breakouts, but it reacts at these points. So I'm a little different. I don't just trade the breakouts. Trading the breakouts actually does work. Look at this. What sort of moves that? There you go. That's a 50. That's a 50-point move just there. And this is 32 points, so that's a 100-point move just there. So I'm not really targeting more than 1-to-1 unless I can get 2 contracts in and I can target a runner, which this would have been a good opportunity to do that, because that came in with a fair bit of strength. Look at that. Look at these candles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 big green candles. Hits our overnight value low, tricks the market, comes down, and then bounces straight back through. So that would have been a good trade here. Put 2 contracts on, you would have got out here, and you could have left the other one on to and I get somewhere up here for another, what's that? Another 15 points, and it's not over yet. So this is where Asia and the London session is a little bit more different. The the London session is a bit more one directional usually. Well, in my experience. So it still might come down because I think it's sort of running out of a bit of puff. It might need to come back down into here, get some liquidity, maybe bounce down into here, and this actually might be a good opportunity. Rather than trade this, is wait for it to come back into the previous week value low, because that's a pretty strong area. That's not previous, that's actually previous week, that should be. Yeah, so my automated tools, not bad, but it does... It's out a little here and there. Alright, so it's reacting at the top of the 5-minute orb. Hasn't gone straight back up. So it's looking like it needs a bit more liquidity, a bit more liquidity in them, so it builds a bit of strength to go up. So it'll probably come down target here. So go back below the orb. It might even come down here. This is where I suggest it's probably going to go. And I would be keen maybe on if I had a better head frame at the moment. That's a thing I'm learning as well. If I haven't got the right, if my head's a bit cloudy, foggy, I'm not going to trade. So I'll just stay at it. Happy to watch it, happy to lose, or happy to miss a winning opportunity. That's fine. So it's hit a fair value gap. Oh, let's forget the fair value gap. It's hit the session's value high, where all the values, the highest amount of the value is sitting up here in these levels. But if you're on earlier today, this was perfect sort of setup, what we sort of discussed. So we were in this sort of level. So we're waiting for some bounces off here. We wanted to go up, and we wanted to come and sweep the Asian low here. Oh, sorry, here, with the view that will give it the strength to go higher. So I missed all this part of it. We were talking in this section here. But sort of played out almost textbook. But I wasn't reading the book properly. Well, I was reading the book okay, I just wasn't using my highlighter and underlining the correct areas to actually go in and do an entry. But anyway, there's always tomorrow, as they say. What's the time? I just want to see what move we get from here. I want to see if it comes down here and what it does here. If it comes down here, I'd be really keen. Don't copy trade. Please don't copy trade. This is just, I'm just giving a bit of experience. What was that? Sorry, I've got an Elliott wave. Oh, that's interesting. Anyway, Elliott Waves, totally different beast, another time, another place. I probably won't mention that. I use it just for as a bit of a roadmap. Oh, so I want to do a trade here, which would be a long. Really, it's sort of a bit of a no man's area. I like seeing this sort of stuff. Like, see, we've got a really strong node there. That takes a bit of strength to get through. So ideally, if that was up here, I'd be sort of convinced to go long. It's sort of a bit of a structure's building, but now the reason why, like, if this was the first time this was being tested, I'd be a lot more confident. But because it's been up and down through here a couple of times, it sort of loses a bit more. Well, I lose a bit more confidence in trading them. Whereas I was pretty confident up at this level what it was going to do. First time down and then first time up. If that makes sense. No, I'm going to be strong. Be strong, AJ. Be strong. I'm not going to trade this, but I'm going to watch it. I know Trade of 8's got that thing where you can turn off the... You can actually lock yourself out, but I don't think it's on Apex. It's on Lucid. Is it Lucid or Take Profit, one of them? Right, so what's it going to do here? We're actually through... What are we on? We're doing the previous weekly. So that's not a bad little reaction, is it? This is the power of these points of interest. It's doing something here. We don't know what, but it is doing something here. So now we've got a bit of strength through there. So this is why I don't sort of like as much once it's been up and down through here a bit. Still not. I probably would have been looking for a long then. Let's do 100 ticks, one contract. Ooh. Maybe it's a good idea I stayed out of it. I hope no one's copying. Don't copy trade me, guys. So I probably would have preferred that being under that for my stop loss. And just at worst hope for a double bottom down here. Wow, that's a V shape if I've ever seen one. V for not victory. And that's why, this is why the only, look, I know my chart's messy, and I know I've got a lot of stuff going on, but visually I sort of need a bit of this. So I like knowing that we've got the VWAP, which is definitely a area where reactions happen. and I'll sort of look for those areas to set up stop losses, etc. I'll enter from my historical areas and set up my stop loss and take profits around sort of different areas. So if we were going short here, I would have been looking maybe at this as a take profit position. And if we get back up into here, to take a bit of risk off, I'd probably change my... because I had a bit of risk on that. I would have probably changed... yeah, we didn't get through it, but if that makes sense, I would keep that there for now. But if we got some good candles into this, I would take my risk off, take a bit of risk off, because I did move that down a bit further than what I would have wanted. So if I was just doing a 50 tick trade, a tighter trade, I would be looking for areas like, probably looking for areas like that. Now I would have lost in this case anyway, 58. But I look more to get behind POX and these areas. So actually behind them. So like I prefer to be taking trades here with that, rather than just a value gap or a lower low. Lower lows are okay, but I guess what I'm saying is I don't just, because we're sitting here, take a trade automatically. I'll look at where can I get out. Like if it's going to fail, where am I getting out? So that's a fair bit of risk on that trade. So again, I probably wouldn't have taken it even just because of that. Is what I say that is? Oh, that's 115, so I definitely wouldn't have been taking that trade. But if I was really confident, look, it all depends, but if I was really confident, as soon as I can, I'll take some risk off. So as soon as I see it, okay, it's starting to behave now, I'll take that risk. So rather than 115 ticks, I would reduce that up to that. If it comes back down from now, you don't want to be in a trade anyway, so may as well cut my losses. And also same way is because it's sort of not behaving, I would probably even look at, I'd reduce that. I might even reduce that to 50, 55. Sorry, I'm not very good left-handed. 55-ish. So at that first fair value gap, I might take that profit there. If I had two contracts in, I would take one there and let the other one run and move my stop to break even. So if depending on the trades, I mean, to be honest, this one, if I was a bit more confident, I probably would have liked to take two contracts here and do exactly that, because there's a fair bit of room to move up here. Yeah, so I would have moved my stop from here, took a bit less risk, and then bit the bullet. If it comes back down, if it's not going to be that move that's pushing it up higher, I'll cut my losses here. And what did I say? Which was it? That one? I think that was the and because that's on 100, I'd probably just bring that down here. I'd probably take profit just a bit earlier, because it quite often friggin' doesn't quite hit these areas. Oh look, I've probably confused everyone how I'm trading, but anyway, sort of works for me. But I think the biggest message I can get to is use these to your advantage. Whatever way you trade, I don't care if you just do support and resistance, whatever. Even if you do some ICT stuff or whatever, bring in your sessions, your volume profiles, because it starts sort of opening up a different way of viewing the market. Well, that's what I've found as well. So that would have hit our fake entry, and if we had 2 contracts, it would have kept going. So here I would have taken profit there, got one contract left, bought up to break even, and now that we're seeing a little bit of the candles are sort of losing a bit of traction, I would have started trailing the stop on that. So I would have probably gone to there, and I'd be out now anyway. So I don't know if that makes sense. But anyway, I'm gonna try and get some trade daily. Again, more for me, but I'm gonna try and run some live sessions. So my next session I've got marked down for tomorrow at 6:30 a.m. my time, Asian time, or which is in effect 6:30 p.m. For New York. So when I say US, I'm going to always talk about New York. So Eastern Standard Time, because where I am, I'm exactly 12 hours, so it's just easy. I'm all over the place with time zones. So my 6 a.m. is your 6 p.m. My 6:30 a.m. when I'm going to run the next live session tomorrow, 6:30 in the morning my time, 6:30 p.m. New York time. So I'll run another live session tomorrow, and depending how it goes, may or may not do London tomorrow. It'll be an early one, a quick one tomorrow. I think I did. Oh my god, I did the session this morning. Didn't go live, so I don't know. I stuffed it up. What was even worse was I went the whole session, because I'm in bloody Southeast Asia. It's friggin' hot here. Went the whole session without a shirt on, so very embarrassing. I got to two hours and thought, oh shit, I haven't even got a shirt on, because I'm so used to trading without a shirt. I've always got pants on, so don't worry about that. It's not only fans or anything. It's not trading only fans. I've always got I always trade without a shirt on, and I trade with music blaring. So I've got a couple of adjustments to make, which is wear clothes, and 2, no music, because otherwise I'll get copyright banned or whatever. So I have to make a couple of little adjustments, plus talk and trade. That's my other thing I've got to get used to. But anyway, I might call it quits there, guys. I'll have a look at the setup video. It's only, I think it's half an hour. And tomorrow I'll probably go over it a bit more, because I've got a bit more time. This was a bit of a rush session. I've got a bit more time, so I'll go over how I plot these values, where I get them from, and the times, etc. And plus we'll have one more day of data. So yeah. Anyway, good luck. Good luck with the New York session. I don't do the New York session. It's getting too late in the day for me. And I've had enough. So anyway, so I'll leave it there, guys. Have a good night, and good luck on the markets tonight. All right, see ya.